Hello, my name is Colin Karpinski, and this is my presentation for the historical figure project. My historical figure is Alexander the Great, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about his early life, his famous battles, and his conquest for world domination. So starting off, young age, Alexander was born in Pella, Macedonia in 356 BC to King Philip II and Queen Olympias. He was then tutored by Aristotle, who was one of the most famous geniuses of his time, with philosophy, science, reason, logic, and much of which we still study from today. Legend has it Alexander the Great's father was Zeus, the king of the Greek gods and the god of lightning, which is where most of Alexander's tales come from, is fairy tale almost. But what is true is all of his famous battles, starting with when he was young, he tamed a horse, Bucephalus, which was famous for not wanting to be tamed, very wild, very furious, and that was the first of his tales. And he used that horse for battle most of his life. Next, at age 16 was his first military battle against the Byzantine Empire in 338 BC, and he was victorious, which was a big deal, age 16, taking an army and defeating another whole country's army. Soon after, at age 20, his father was killed, assassinated by one of his bodyguards, and then Alexander the Great took over and killed all of his opposition, all competition, anything like that. So that gave him such an early on powerful army to take and try and conquer the world. Next, his first big battle as king was against King Darius II of Persia, and it was in 333 BC, and Alexander won, and King Darius II's mom was so ashamed that King Darius lost that she disowned him and called Alexander her son. So King Darius was not killed, he escaped, and which led to Alexander following him and conquering everything in his path. He tracked down King Darius to an island that was heavily fortified, and Alexander had no army and had no navy, so he had to build a navy to attack this island of Tyre, where Darius was hiding. He went and took it over, and Darius ran, where he was later assassinated by one of his own troops, because they couldn't take any more of his losing, his running, his hiding. And Alexander was actually sad when he found him dead, because he wanted to be the one to do it, to keep conquering his reign and extend his terror to all of Persia. Next, he went to Egypt, and he took over most of Egypt and named a city Alexandria, which still stands today. Then he became the king of Persia after Darius was assassinated, and then he had Persia, Egypt, Byzantine, and he took later India, and he had a new opponent, which they used elephants as weapons, which was very difficult, but Alexander won. One of Alexander the Great's big facts is that he never lost a battle in his life. Wasn't very long of a life, but it still was a great deal of conquering done during his life. After he took over Persia, Egypt, India, and most of the Eastern world until his death in 323 BC, which was said to be caused by malaria or poison by someone, but was not confirmed. So just a little backtracking, he was born in Pella, Macedonia. He took over at age 20 of the Great Byzantine Empire and the Macedonian Empire, and went and started conquering the world. He never lost a battle, and was one of the most powerful and influential leaders that the world has ever seen, and probably ever will see, not only for the fact that he hasn't lost a battle, but for his great early on success, which led to the flow of culture, which was forced because he conquered and took over different countries. but still the spread of culture and religion and stories that are still told today is pretty impressive. And that's why I told my historical figure project on Alexander the Great. Thank you.